My 34 male sister Chaya, 30, had her wedding 2 years ago. However, I was adopted and she's always maintained a certain distance towards me. She's not ill-treated me, but she doesn't consider me family. She hadn't wanted me to attend the wedding and made that clear. It was a grand affair, but only those close to her attended. She said that as I'm not related to her, I should not attend. My parents asked me to understand by saying it was her wedding, etc. I didn't protest and didn't attend. However, I've also not properly talked to her for a year now. She sent me her wedding photos, but I didn't respond to her. She also informed us she was pregnant, and I just said congratulations and ended the call. I didn't hear back from her again until she gave birth to her daughter, who's my niece. They called me to inform me, and I just said congrats. They asked me whether I would tend to and buy my niece expensive gifts, and I said, "You didn't want me at your wedding. I don't want anything to do with your marriage and whatever results out of it." They did not take that well and began to yell at me, accusing me of being a terrible uncle and all that for not even seeing her, but I just asked them to screw off and have not seen my niece. My parents and friends are saying that I did the wrong thing and that I should go see them, etc. So, am I the idiot for being a terrible uncle? Whoa. Let me get this straight. Excuse me, what? You are not the idiot. Hey, I don't consider you close enough to invite you to my wedding. Oh, but buy my child a lot of expensive stuff. And people think you made the wrong choice? OP, I'm just curious, the people are giving you crap for this. Do they know your sister didn't invite you to her wedding? Yeah, they know she hadn't invited me. They're asking me to be the better person. She's my niece and I should have forgotten that they didn't want me to attend the wedding. They think I'm a terrible uncle because a good one would have visited them, and I'm not a good sibling either. See, here's the thing, my dude. When people say be the better person, they actually mean we don't have a leg to stand on in this argument, but it's easier for us to guilt trip you instead of making the person who is actually in the wrong apologize. Nah, screw them and screw her. I tell your parents that they should be more understanding as it's your life, but I'm petty. Absolutely. Be the better person, my foot. Same with keep the peace, which is one of the worst reasons to do anything. I stand with tit for tat, karma. I'm all for treating people the same way as I'm treated. Respect and kindness are great, and I like to think I'm decently respectful and kind, but I'm also not a doormat. Your parents are also the idiots for entertaining her nonsense behavior. Not forcing her to accept you is one thing, but enabling this disrespect and prejudice is another. Dude, they're asking you to be the bigger wallet, not the bigger person, and possibly a babysitter because, oh, baby would just love to spend time with you. If she keeps pushing it, you can tell her, I thought kids were supposed to run from strangers and not take stuff from them, and since I'm not family, people are always generous regarding other people's money and time. If you're not related to her to get an invite to her wedding, then you aren't related enough to be an uncle. She can't have her cake and eat it too. It's a case, play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Stay away from her. I have 2 kids, a tween male and younger tween female. My sister-in-law has a service dog who has been with her for about 6 months now. He's an 18-month poodle. It was my son's birthday party last weekend, which she was at, and obviously had a whole ton of young boys running riot around my house. My daughter also had 2 friends over, younger siblings of the boys, as well as our pets. All in all, 9 children, 3 dogs and a cat caused chaos. At one point, one of our rabbits escaped and was running around too. My sister-in-law's dog couldn't cope. He was so excited and wasn't paying any attention to her. My daughter and her friends said hi to him but otherwise left him alone. He was losing his crap the whole time and my sister-in-law had to leave. My son was a little upset but didn't mind overall. He just asked if she could come over for a mini birthday. Yesterday was that mini birthday. It was much quieter, just the family, and the dog was still losing it. He was jumping around and she wasn't able to control him. She had a flare-up which he ignored. She got quite frustrated and asked my children to leave the room. They did, and he finally calmed down. They came back in and got excited again. The kids weren't comfortable, so they went to play and we talked. I basically said if she can't control him, I don't want him in my house. She replied that he's a service dog and goes everywhere with her, so I'd essentially be banning her. I said he was a crap service dog as he'd ignored her flare-up and wouldn't listen. She then blamed my kids, saying my daughter had got him excited last time and now he thinks that kids mean playtime. I told her that if her service dog can't ignore children while working, he's not a service dog. She got upset and left, saying she was uncomfortable with me. Later, my husband pulled me aside and asked me to apologize because I'd hurt her feelings. I said I didn't think an apology would be worth it because I'm not sorry. I meant what I said. He told me he understood, but that it's a witchy move to not even try to apologize. She then texted me and said that he had a situation with a child when he was in training, but she was paying out money to get him retrained. I don't know the situation, but I feel bad. I think she was trying to use my kids to socialize him and it hasn't worked, and I feel much worse. I haven't yet responded because I still somewhat stand by what I said, but I also feel awful about making her feel so insecure. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, you're absolutely right. It's not a service dog. They are extensively trained and extremely expensive. It sounds like she got a dog and someone trained it and is calling it a service dog. 18 months old is very young to be a service dog too, barely out of puppyhood. My husband has 2 Labrador guide dogs and they weren't ready till they were at least 2 years old. That's not a legit service dog. It takes a while to apply for and be approved for a certified service dog. Then it needs to be sourced, have its temperature gauged, and be given an opportunity to be matched with its new owner. Not to mention the cost for the dog and its intensive training or getting approved for a service dog provided by a non-profit. Sounds like she just got a dog from a breeder. There's a reason those service dogs cost a literal arm and a leg. That's true, and I have trained service dogs. If a dog is so freaked out around kids that he ignores her flares-up, he needs a lot more training and frankly to stay away from kids for a while. Dog is a lousy service dog right now. He's not doing his job at all. Was this animal sourced from an accredited kennel with a certification in training service animals? Or was this a puppy she just took to obedience school and figured good enough? If the former, I'd want a refund. If the latter, well, that's on her. Either way, she's aware the dog has issues with stimulation. How the absolute heck did she think a child's birthday party was a good place to take it? You just called it like you saw it. This started when my nearly adult male sister, 25, cheated on her now ex, 25 male. After he broke up with her, she stole his dog and took the dog back to our place. She said she would put the dog down as revenge. I called her ex when she and Mom were out of the house, told him to come over to pick up his dog and open the door for him. When she found out what I did, she yelled at me in front of our Mom, who didn't try to stop her. She said I shouldn't have sided with someone against her because she's family, at which point I snapped. I told her, "You stole his pet and were planning to euthanize him, you crazy witch. I don't care that we share DNA. You are a vile, disgusting person, and I'm ashamed to be related to you." Our mom quickly said there was no call for that language, so I told her I meant every word I said. She looked really hurt. I don't feel bad for snapping at my sister, but should I have tried to hide my contempt from my mom to avoid hurting my mom's feelings? So she cheated on him but still felt she needed revenge? For what? Because he broke up with her? That was wild of her in the first place. She deserved every word you said. That's disgusting and she should take offense to it. I hope she realizes what she almost did. You are not the idiot and you are correct. Your sister is a vile, disgusting person and her ex is well rid of her. Your mother is the one who should be ashamed for supporting this plan. Someone who supports a criminal in their plans is also culpable, which is why being an accessory to a crime is also, generally, a crime. The kid did the right thing, but as a mother I'd be disgusted at my son for calling any woman a witch, let alone his sister. Even if you don't like the woman or the woman has done something bad, you can criticize people without using slurs. Misogyny isn't okay, and 100% deserves correction. This is about a nearly adult boy who's learning how to treat people. He should show more empathy and understanding. Encouraging a child to call women that is psychotic. I can't believe someone responded by calling on OP to show some empathy and understanding to OP's sister and mom. Wow, like what the heck? I understand you cheated on him and kidnapped his dog to end its life because the breakup hurt you. I totally empathize, and any normal person would do the same. Good God, do you even hear yourself? Your sister is a dangerous psychopathic monster. You saved that dog's life. You're in the right. But where's Dad in all of this? With your mom being okay with what your sister was planning, it's easy to see why your sister is messed up to begin with. I couldn't imagine being with someone that could support this behavior. Update. My dad is with his new wife. Yesterday, when he picked up his dog, my sister's ex told me he was going to the police. I just talked to my dad and stepmom. They said I can move in with them. I'm packing my bags right now. I have a son with a man named Michael. Michael has 2 other children with a woman named Kathleen. Neither of us is currently in a relationship with Michael, and we don't exactly know where he is because he moves around a lot. Kathleen and I, as well as Michael's parents, do keep in touch for the kids' sake. Every month, Michael sends me money through his friend. Given Michael's disdain for her and her financial difficulties, I assumed that he wasn't sending her any money. I didn't want to seem like I was bragging or anything, so I never brought up the money that Michael was sending me. Apparently, she always assumed I had a high-paying job and only recently found out from Michael's parents that wasn't true, and it came to light that Michael was sending me money. So now she wants me to give her half the money Michael's sending me. She even suggested she was being generous since she should really get 2/3 since she has 2 kids with Michael and I have only 1. The thing is, giving away half the money would really be a big financial blow to me and my son. It would mean a drastic change in our lifestyle and we would have to move. I also wouldn't be able to put aside any money for emergencies or for his future education. So far, I only have a small amount saved, but by the time he's 18, it should be a good amount to get him started. I do realise this is unfair to Kathleen and her kids, but as my son's mother, I do feel like it's my job to put him first and set him up for the best future I can. Ultimately, we can all agree that Michael is the main idiot here, but I wonder if I am too. I can live with it if I am being an idiot too, but maybe knowing how much I am will help me with how I further interact with Kathleen. Edit, I do have a child support order, so does Kathleen. Kathleen hasn't been able to enforce hers because Michael gets paid under the table and doesn't have a bank account. The money he gives me is the child support, but not through official channels. Not the idiot, this has nothing to do with you and is 100% a matter between her and the guy she has 2 kids with. If she does go to court, it would be against him, not you. Technically, you have no reason to even communicate with her. However, you're getting money through the guy's friend, so that's not exactly reliable. I wouldn't be basing my current lifestyle around such a nebulous source of money that could go away entirely at any point. This, OMG, that friend could be skimming some of it off the top already. Michael is an idiot though. Come tax time or social security time, his kids' moms will get the court-ordered child support. All the dodging and avoiding he's doing isn't helping him in the long run. My child support dodging ex does this same thing. He's going to be working until the day that he dies because he's not paid any money into social security, so he will receive nothing then. OP, what happens if you did share your child support money with her and she manages to get Michael to pay hers later, whether he does it willingly or is made to by the court? Is she going to pay you back for any money you give her? It's unfair to her and her kids if what you've been told is correct, but she has no right to ask you to share your money. She needs to get her child support order enforced and should be asking Michael's parents and friends to help her get him to pay her child support or asking his parents for money since they are her kids' grandparents. What if he's already paying Kathleen and she's just lying about it to get some of OP's money too? There are just so many what-ifs and only one answer. For her to go through the court and let them sort it out. Sharing child support between different baby mamas isn't a thing. Her situation is with Michael and OP has nothing to do with it. Don't give in to scammers and bullies. My nearly adult male oldest sister is 37. Despite being almost 40, she often acts like she's still a teenager. She lives with our parents, is unemployed, and has been living off their money since she dropped out of college after 1 semester. Spends her time hooking up with guys on Tinder and crying to me about being ghosted or led on and getting intoxicated and coming home hungover. She even used a lot of TikTok lingo people my age use, like girl's girl. Altogether, it's a bit cringe. Pathetic? I realise that life happens at different paces for different people, but to me, being almost 40, never having worked a day in your life, mooching off your parents for nearly 20 years, and chasing after and crying about boys like you're a teenager, is just sad. Quite a few people by that age are settled and stable in their lives, and sure, life happens, but not even trying is just odd to me. The other day, she was telling me about how one of her friends wasn't a girl's girl because she slept with a guy my sister had an eye on, and she felt depressed. This annoyed me, so I told her, "You're not 18. You haven't been 18 for almost 20 years. You're a grown damn woman at an age a lot of people have families and careers. Crying about a hookup. It's sad that you're too old to act this way." She got angry and called me a judgmental idiot. I do judge her, but I think it's a valid judgment. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, but your parents sure are for enabling her for this long. You're right that your sister is cringe and pathetic. But just so you know, Girls Girl didn't originate via TikTok. It's been around much longer than that app. So people your age are using old people lingo. She is wasting her life, making terrible decisions and making it everyone else's problem. And you, her 20 years younger brother, shouldn't even know how often she hooks up. I feel terrible for him. He shouldn't have to put up with her stories, let alone all the drama she brings. Poor thing is so enabled. I hope she gets her life together quickly. There's nothing wrong with being single and childless at 37, nor with going out and hooking up with people or using old or new slang. But never having had a job or having no plan to move out of your parents' house is unhealthy. I did a little quick math. OP's nearly an adult, Sis is 37. Sister gets pregnant at 20 and supposedly drops out after one semester to have the baby. OP is born. Dude, are you sure that she's your sister? I feel for you.